Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and we're finally here. The top 10 of my favorite horror movies out of the top 50. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me and watching these videos. I do appreciate it. And I'm excited. But let me first state that this is just my opinion and how I view the films. But yes, we are in the top 10. So without further ado, let's get started. Coming in at number 10, Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Whenever this comes up in a list of mine, I believe this was my favorite modern-day slasher. If not, it should be. Um, but I tend not to say a whole lot about this film because if people haven't seen it, I want them to go in and be as surprised and to enjoy it as much as I did first time I watched it. I just couldn't turn it off. I literally could not turn it off. It's just in my opinion, a brilliant film, a masterpiece. So, yeah. But that's number 10. And I still need to upgrade, so, yeah. Number 10, Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Anchor Bay. Shameless plug. Coming up at number 9, The Thing. Once again, I don't have the Scream Factory version of it, but, you know, I do have the Blu-ray, so at least that's something. Yeah, The Thing. Brilliant movie. One of my favorites of all time. My favorite sci-fi horror movie, I do believe, yeah. But, yeah. I mean, what more can you say about The Thing? Just a brilliant movie. And, like The Fly, it is better than the original, in my opinion. So, that was number 9, The Thing. Number 8, Friday the 13th, Part 2, Baghead Jason. Of course, if many of you have been watching my top lists and, you know, enjoying them as well, I appreciate it. And you probably know that this was the second horror movie I ever saw. A legit horror movie, anyway. But, it's definitely my favorite in the franchise, and, I just find it to be a little bit more mean-spirited than most of the rest of them. And I just think Baghead Jason is really cool. So, but yeah, Friday the 13th Part 2. And it also has my favorite final girl of all time, which is Amy Steele. So, that was number 8. Coming up next, number 7, Happy Birthday to Me. Nick, the Last Shoegazer, and I just did an About the Last Nightmare, so if you're interested in the facts and figures and the overall rating of the film, check out that video. But this will always hold a special place in my heart. Yeah, it's the first legit horror movie I ever saw, and is so much fun. And to me, it plays out much like a giallo. So, but love this movie. But this is number 7, Happy Birthday to Me. We're getting into the heavy hitters now. Coming up at number 6, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. A movie that to this day still shocks me. Like that that whole dinner scene just blows me away. And has the actual kill that gave me nightmares for years. And that was the one where the guy gets hit over the head with a mallet and he's convulsing. And it's just incredibly brutal. And, of course, Gunnar Hansen, who is the best Leatherface ever, in my opinion. But that's number 6, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Coming up at number 5, and this may surprise some people, The Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane. Yet another movie that's pretty hard to classify as what type of movie it is. but this has always been one of my favorites of all time. Yeah, just a great film. Jodie Foster's great in this when she was very, very young. And it's a very sad movie. Very, yeah, just a very sad movie. I'm pretty sure that Kino has released a Blu-ray of this, which I'm eventually going to have to pick up, but I just remember finding this years and years ago, and I was so happy because, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. So, yeah. The little girl who lives down the lane. Martin Sheen is also in this, and he plays an incredibly sadistic character. So, yeah. Great film. And that is number 5. Coming up next, number 4. Subspecies. Yeah. Great film. My favorite vampire movie. Vampire movies aren't exactly my favorite types of horror movies. But this one just blew me away. And there's a little side note. Andé's Oven, the guy that plays Radu, he was on General Hospital, and I actually watched it just to see him. So, yeah, I just think he's a brilliant vampire, and this movie is so gothic. And the original does have Angus Scrimm in it, the tall man. So, yeah, definitely my favorite vampire movie of all time. So, and that is number 4, Subspecies. Coming up next, number 3, Magic. I told you you'd be seeing Anthony Hopkins again. This is just a great film, a childhood favorite, an adult favorite, and a psychological love story. Just a brilliant movie. I love this movie. Those of you who have watched my channel and have been with me for a long time know that how I feel about this movie. So, but yeah, Magic. One of the best movies of all time, in my opinion. Coming up next, number 2. And before I get into number 1 and number 2, I will say that these movies tend to flip-flop. But this is where they are at this given moment. So, number 2, Black Christmas. This is just a brilliant movie and really gave me the creeps. I do need to upgrade to the Scream Factory. Seems like I say that a lot, but yeah. I'll get there eventually. But this is just a brilliant movie. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just very, very creepy. So, but that is number 2. And now, for number 1. Can you guess what it is? Halloween. Like I said, Black Christmas and Halloween tend to flip-flop sometimes, but this is just I don't know, it's just a perfect slasher movie. The first real horror movie I introduced to my daughter, which is probably why she doesn't watch horror movies anymore, because this movie is scary. It's an incredibly creepy film, and just so perfect in every way. Not heavy on the gore, but it doesn't need to be, which I think speaks volumes for its overall character of the film. But yeah, John Carpenter, brilliant, masterpiece. Can't be said enough. But that is number 1, Halloween. The Night He Came Home, and my favorite horror movie of all time this week. So, I hope you guys have had a lot of fun with this. I've had a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think. If you like what you see and hear, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.